Welcome
on you
to.
guys.
Right? Already, I was gonna have a nice intro for you guys, my listeners, but it's already ruined.
You paused for too long. I was like, "You gonna say something?" Like,
I have to warm up my body.
That was
The
incredible.
molecules within inside me have to align so I can get this perfect intro out. And you ruined it. But you know what? You know what? The interesting about that is that it wouldn't make a dent. But no. Welcome, everybody, to episode 11. We're fully in the double digits now, guys.
Yo, crazy.
Fully in the double digits. Welcome to episode 11 of Off the Rails. I'm your host for this week, Jonathan. My guy on my screen, he's to my top right, the Funko God. Introduce yourself.
I am Josh.
And then on the left side of my screen, I'm pointing to him. We have the Fro Master, the Afro Samurai. Introduce yourself.
Andrew.
Greg. I always forget his name.
And yeah, he forgets his name too. Apparently it takes him 32 years to say it.
First of all, yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, no, we're back again, episode 11. We're about to jump into it, but first, let's send it over to my man, the Funko God, for this ad.
Definitely not an ad. We definitely need to start it first. Josh, run the intro.
Thanks, buddy. Scaring me like that. Unreal.
Episode 11, and you forget already.
Genuinely off the rails.
It's been like 8 weeks since we recorded last, all right?
In a minute.
It was only like last week. And welcome back to this episode 11. We're here, my dudes. We're here. Before we jump into my topic, all right, we're gonna send it over to Josh, and this time it's gonna be correct because I didn't do it out of order, and you guys will never hear that cut because we're professional out here. All right, this is what we do. We do this every day. Josh, hit us with a spicy ad read.
I'm actually kind of nervous because I feel like something else is going to happen and we have to start all the way over like we've done
Probably
6 times. All right. We'll just, yeah. Okay. Sorry. 7. Yeah. So today, our 11th episode is brought to you by the magic of accents. Throughout the world, many people speak different languages, have different cultures, all of these things. I'm not going to go any more in depth because I saw Andrew getting ready to jump back into his conspiracy things and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, something that is incredible for all of us is the different accents that you're able to hear. John, I'm going to just put you on the hot seat right now. By any chance, could you give us some of that Russian accent?
Well, you see, in Russia, we don't consider it an accent, okay? It is just us speaking because Russia is the mother tongue of the world, okay? In Russia, you only speak with a Russian accent.
Wow.
We just lost our Russian audience.
It's fine. They will be back. They went to Siberia for 3 months. They'll be back to listen to our podcast. They get the reception up there in Siberia. It's fine. It's fine, okay?
Fantastic.
Das vidanya.
So thank you so much for our Russian Jonathan. I believe it would be.
That means goodbye.
I think it would be Hyun. Would be how you would say it.
Oh, his name.
I have no idea. I just made it up. But yeah, so there's many different accents. You got Russian, as was just shown, but also you have a Spanish accent, which I would gladly show because I learned it from Nacho Libre. Okay.
Nice.
So
you learned it from a white guy pretending to have a Spanish accent. Nice.
Okay, so it goes, hey, Chancho, what's going on, man? I need to go outside and I need to borrow your sweats. So sometimes when I go outside, it's too hot and I don't like to work so much. So sometimes, you need the what's it called? How you say the water, and you go outside, you drink it, and it helps you keep going all day.
These are bad accents.
And lastly, of course, the U.S. itself has many different accents. And one of our favorites is the Southern accent. So, Andrew, please, if you could just tie into your Southern side and
I
express
did it
that
once.
for us.
I don't even know how I did it before.
Who are you, Jon Snow? I don't want it. I don't want it.
Like legit, that one time I did it. I don't even remember how I did it.
Do it. You're on.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God.
It's a part of our ad.
I
The
don't know how to do
advertisers
it.
want this.
No,
The
they
people
don't.
want this. Let's go.
Lock in, man. Just rip it off. Just do it.
Listen, I don't really like. I'm trying
I
to
didn't
think
say
of how
Southern
I
New
did.
York.
No,
That's trash.
I can't do it, John.
Yo, you're
Get
in
me-
Virginia,
get me outta
man.
here.
You're like right there. You
That's
should
so
know.
insane. That's
Like
so
legit,
wild.
like when you
Unreal.
put like
We
when you
just
put me on the
lost another
spot, I'm just
sponsorship.
like I don't know how to do it when you did it when you put me on the spot. Like,
Well, you know what? We don't accept your kind
see?
down south
that
anyway.
is
Okay.
absolutely ridiculous that you
It is
aren't
just-
able to do this for us.
What accents are you guys giving me,
It
Josh?
just
That
re-
was
it just-
definitely not the South.
It just really
Well,
curves
because I was
my
going to actually
beans.
transition right into British, but then I decided to stop talking.
Gotcha.
That would have been pretty sick.
British would have been
Shit.
pretty. That would be pretty good.
But you know what? Andrew's been cut out of the video because he
That's
doesn't-
fine.
it's fine.
That's fine. I
Yeah,
don't. I
forget
don't
it.
want.
Forget
I don't
it.
want to.
You're no
be a
longer
part
a part
of this
off the rails.
weird.
We don't
accent
need ya.
hate crime.
We've already got rid of one. We'll get rid of another. We don't need you.
Shoot.
Hey,
You
Alright.
did. You
I'll
killed him.
fight you. Was that like an Aussie accent? What are you going for there?
This guy, right?
Crikey, this guy.
He just needs
This guy.
a good
Just an
kick
absolute
in the
goon.
knickers. All right, genuinely, I don't even know if we're going to be able to use that ad, but yeah, today's episode has been brought to you by Accents. Thank you so much for trying to speak English as an American, but we're so glad that you still have your accent. Turn it back over to John.
That was a nice way to end it. After
That was really wholesome. I appreciate
butchering
that.
everybody's accent, you ended it on a nice note.
Offending every single nationality we
I
could.
mean, I don't know about all y'all, but I think my Russian accent was flawless.
Your Russian accent was a movie Russian accent, which again is like a white guy pretending to be Russian, like not like American white guy trying to be Russian.
What color are
American white
are
guy trying to be
Russians?
Russian. You know what I
color are
meant.
Russians?
You know what I meant.
They don't see the sun.
That's true. What's that country that isn't seeing the sun right now?
Alaska,
Antarctica?
Maybe I don't remember.
the Arctic, the entire
just like-
northern hemisphere.
No, but there was like a one that's just like
You know what? Who
Alaska.
cares?
okay, whatever.
Yeah, you
I'm
really
trying to
baited me
culture
with
you
that.
people. I'm trying to culture you.
He
people.
really like that was so good the way he did that. He actually baited me. I was like, oh, he actually knows, and then he's like, who cares? I got really sad. So we're gonna move on quickly before I start having an emotional breakdown.
Weeping.
Yeah, for real. And we're gonna jump in to my topic for this episode, and it's a very, very special topic. It's a very inclusive topic, and it is TV shows. Yeah, inclusive is not everybody will watch a movie, or certain movies that we might talk about, because we do talk about a lot of comic book movies and
Yeah.
a lot of like action flicks that some people might not have seen. But now when we're talking about TV shows, there's thousands of them.
Very broad. Oh, he just knocked something over.
I'm dying. No, but yeah, so there's many TV shows, and majority of the time you'll find a fan base who is devoted to a show and you can just connect with. So we're gonna jump in, and off the bat, Josh, give me your top 3 favorite TV shows of all time.
Now, I just for clarification, do we include animated things? Are we including just
top 3 favorite TV shows of all time.
Okay.
Hard.
Number 1 would be Batman the Animated Series. That is just all time absolutely favorite. I love The Office, the American version of it. And third would probably be honestly, that's tough. I don't know. I mean, a big part of my life now is the show Friends, because China absolutely loves that show. So it's kind of in my house like every single day.
All the time.
So that in a way is also a favorite because it's a part of me now.
I'm surprised you didn't say that like right off the bat, that it took you that long to get to it.
Well, because I was trying to think of like myself, like me on
Personally.
my own. Yeah. Like what else it would have been.
But I mean, you and China are married now, so you are
okay.
one
All right.
flesh.
Don't, you know what? Hey,
No?
leave it alone. Move on. Unreal.
Andrew, give me your 3 favorite shows.
Battlestar Galactica.
Lame.
And I was trying, like, while Josh was reading, I don't even know what he said for his 3 shows because I was trying to think of 2 others.
Wow.
That was deep in concentration. And he
What
didn't
about
get
Firefly?
I can't think of 3 others because, like, Battlestar
Avatar.
Galactica, I'll rewatch. Okay, yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender might be on there. Okay, fine, those 2. Oh no, I need a third. It's just like shows I'll rewatch. Like, so like Battlestar Galactica I'll rewatch, Avatar: The Last Airbender I'll rewatch, and then it's just I'm not sure what my last.
Were you ever
one
into
would be.
Doctor Who or anything like that?
Not really.
No, me neither.
Yeah,
Just
no,
trying to,
I couldn't-
just reaching. Oh, would you say
Nah.
Titans?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right. Let's not jump. Let's not jump all the guns
Definitely.
here.
Definitely not.
Not jump all the guns. We got to wait till we get to that part so that all the listeners can jump off
I guess
and
I'd
stop listening at that part before this turns into a full-on Titans rant.
Yeah, we're not
because it
going.
will.
We're not going to
No,
that.
no, we are, dude.
We shouldn't.
That's why I started drinking.
Nice.
Yep. Makes sense.
My third one is probably Ghost in the Shell, I guess. Like I'll rewatch that, the series. So like there's a lot of Ghost in the
with Scarlett Johansson.
Definitely not the movie. I don't think I've ever watched the movie, and it's just a copy anyway of the original movie. But like there's a lot of Ghost in the Shell content. So like there's like a lot of movies and animated movies and series and stuff like that. But like there's standalone complex. But yeah, the 2-season series that they had was really good, and I'll rewatch that sometimes. But like I'll rewatch like random stuff all the time. Like I think I'm watching Samurai Champloo right now again, even though I've watched it before, and stuff like that. Different anime shows I'll rewatch that are short. Like I'll rewatch them again. I don't know. It's just like top 3 shows is stuff that I'll rewatch. So like definitely Battlestar Galactica and Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know for the third one, it'll probably change as we go through this conversation. I'll probably yell out another random one. Like Fringe is pretty good. Fringe I'll rewatch.
Oh, I always forget about Fringe, honestly.
Yeah, I actually never watched it. Really wanted to though.
It's good. It's really good. But yeah, it's kind of like it's weird that it's forgettable because it was really good. Like, and people just
didn't
forget
like the last
about
like 2 seasons of it like decline in like performance and quality. Not like effects quality, but like it was like
story wise,
it didn't hold up.
Development
They didn't hold up as well as
maybe the last season. The last season got pretty weird, but I don't know. It was also it was a good show. Or Person of Interest was a good show too. I don't know. Now I'm just naming shows.
Your boy, the Count of Monte Cristo.
Jim Caviezel or whatever his name.
Can I just very quickly say that actor
Jim Caviezel
would be amazing as Batman. I want that so bad because he has the height, he has the good chin for it, his voice. I think he can he was the Count of Monte Cristo. He could very easily pull off a Bruce Wayne billionaire.
If you ever seen Person of Interest, he can do action scenes.
I've only seen I think the first like 6 episodes of it, but
it's a really good
even
show.
from that, I'm like, oh man, this guy would absolutely destroy. And for me, Lex Luthor, I think would be the redhead guy from Homeland, and he's in Billions now or something like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That I think because he then for a show he was bald once, and I thought that would be an awesome Lex Luthor. Anyway,
Wait, so you didn't
I
like
digress.
Jesse Eisenberg? What, dude? What? That guy's cheeks.
Didn't he make you love Jolly Ranchers after? Like,
oh God, I want a cherry Jolly Rancher so bad right now. Oh my God. Okay, all right. My top three, and it was actually really because I was thinking about it like the last like 5 days. I've been thinking about it, and it was really hard to narrow it down. But I think I will narrow it down to Community, Rick and Morty, and The Office.
So comedies.
Yeah.
Comedies are your top
pretty much. But also like Criminal Minds. I love Criminal Minds.
Really? That's a weird one.
I love Criminal Minds, dude. Oh yeah, give me that. The serial killer vibes. I'm here for it. Yeah, give me that.
Wow, no.
Oh wait,
Stop it.
I'm glad I live in another state.
Oh, dude, I know how to get you. I know how to get you through the internet, dude.
Yikes! Terrifying.
Yeah, I've been in the lab. But anyway, wow. So now that we've done our favorite shows, I want to ask, because especially now with binging, what would you say? Oh, and Stranger Things. Oh, dang it, dude. It's another great one. What would you say is like your comfort show? And by that I mean for me personally, anytime like I'd be, like in my feels maybe, or like about to go to sleep, or just wanted to watch something, what would be the first thing that you would think to throw on? Like for me, it was The Office. Just randomly, I either started from the beginning and just randomly pick a season and just start watching. Now for me, it's Rick and Morty. I've watched Rick and Morty about like 9 times from start to finish.
I don't know. I would say Battlestar Galactica, but I don't think it's on any streaming services. Like I have the box set, so that's the way I watch it. So like I can't just pop it in. You know what I mean? I have to get up and do something.
Oh my God.
No, because I'm just saying the way that he was saying it was like if you're watching, I'm assuming he's like in bed watching it on his phone. So I was thinking it was like something like you would just like, easily open up on an app or something. That's the way I thought he was saying it. Like, so that's why I didn't say that. You guys are jerks. You guys are
for our younger audience. What Andrew said, a box set. So what a box set is years ago, what they would used to do with TV shows.
Don't make me sound old.
After a couple, like probably like the 1950s, it started easily. After like a couple seasons of a TV show, it was about like 3 years after Angie was born. Like they would, after a couple seasons of a TV show, they would release physical copies on DVD. Which, if you don't know what a DVD is, it's a disc.
Movie CDs.
It's a disc. Yeah, it's a movie CD.
Yeah. And if you don't know what a CD is, it's actually a cassette that was made into a compact disc.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what a cassette is, it's actually a more advanced 8-track. And 8-tracks are
advanced records.
I don't know. I got scared.
It's
I
just
don't know what was before. What was before that? Just the radio? What was before radio? Just record people
players.
Singing?
No, record players like the what's it called? The something phone.
Sonograph.
Sonograph? Is it sonograph?
I don't know.
I feel like that's wrong.
We're going way off course.
I think that's
way
how they check for having a baby.
I also have community.
I got him. That's great.
Is that not real? A sonogram? Isn't that is
sonogram? Yeah, and sonograph are different. I said sonograph.
Yeah, he said sonograph.
Okay, but still hilarious. I appreciate that. Okay, so Angie, you said Battlestar Galactica for your comfort show.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that.
For me, honestly, it would probably be some sort of cartoon I grew up with, whether it's Batman the Animated Series, Justice League, Batman Beyond, but more often than not, I usually go towards like Planet Earth. Like I just love throwing on like the Discovery Channel kind of thing and just like letting it roll because it's cool. Like I like nature and I like the outside. I don't like to go outside, but I just like to see it on my TV.
You ever watch River Monsters?
Yes.
Dude.
Oh my god, that show is
River
incredible.
Monsters was awesome.
I don't think
Any
there's
any
ever
like
been
Discovery
a time.
Channel Animal Planet show was
Yep.
fire.
Yep. Anytime I was on like an actual regular TV, not streaming, and I saw River Monsters, I'm watching it. I have to. That show was absolutely fantastic.
Got to learn about those things that just climb up your pee hole, you know?
Not this boy's peen too.
Oh,
not today.
Hey, I like that.
That was a rundown reference. That was when The Rock was just starting out.
When he was a pebble. He was a lot skinnier back then. He really was.
That was painful. That hurt me
Legit.
physically, mentally.
I didn't even think you guys heard me
geographically.
say that, so I was just gonna move past it. But legit, he was kind of skinny back then.
Oh, we're angry.
So happy.
I need another drink. I need maybe like 4 more drinks.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank you so much for that. That was
Josh is done.
I can't. Just continue. I'm gonna mute myself.
No,
Just go.
That's how you get Josh's pebble jokes. Guy's a freaking geologist over here. Anyway, moving on. All right. So what makes
Well, actually, just real quick, you know what's
He's
amazing
interrupting
about The Rock is that
the
the way his career has continued and progressed, he doesn't take it for granted.
I knew something great.
Dang it, Andrew, man. Come on.
I ruined it with a big slap.
Yeah, man. Oh. I was so excited. This guy had to jump in.
I really wish this was my meeting and I had control of the recording so I could just cancel everything. And just stop the show now.
You want to just start over?
How would I leave? I don't want to be here anymore.
Sorry, Josh. Sorry.
Wow.
We got a little off the rails there, buddy.
All right,
My
everybody
bad.
good? Everybody got all their freaking giggles out?
Oh man.
Well,
I mean, it was a
rock
little
jokes?
rocky there, but
I think we're good. We're good. So what were you saying?
Anyway,
I would interrupt you again if I was a little bit bolder.
I don't know why we're finding these so funny.
you know, you're really turning this molehill into a mountain.
Just keep going.
Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you so much, guys. All right, I'm gonna head out.
God, this is the worst.
Yeah,
this is
I
the
think
worst
this is
episode
a good-
ever.
This is a good
It
episode.
really.
We're done.
So yeah.
Worst
Wow.
episode ever.
Good.
Anyway,
Lord, man.
let me freaking get us back on track here. What would you guys say makes a good show for you? What grabs your attention to the show? What locks you into a show? And what makes it your favorite? What makes it a good show?
Well, to get me into the show, it's the first episode's gotta be pretty intense. Like it's gotta, or like set up the world where I'm like interested in learning about more. You know what I mean? So like, right, Avatar, Last Airbender, right? Like it set up the world really good in the first episode, where it's like, okay, I gotta keep watching. This is pretty great.
Did it though?
It did, yeah.
Eh.
You didn't think so?
I mean,
It
would
set
say
up
the
it set
world.
up it set up everything pretty quick. Like it set up the conflict, it set up, you know, who Aang was, like why, you know, it set up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it set up the cool action that they had anyway. But like I think like just the setup in the first episode has to be strong. And then like after that, to keep me hooked, it's got to have a good story and good characters that I like. Relatable characters helps, but like even if they're a character that's doing evil stuff, like if they're interesting, like I'll keep watching it. You know what I mean?
Interesting. How?
I don't know, just like whatever, but like it ties into the story, right? So it's like whatever, like the plot, like if they're whatever their actions in the story is like, I'm trying to think of an example of a show that had like an evil main character, but I can't really think of anything off the top of my head right now. But like even like
I understand what you're saying because there's like 8 examples that I have off the top of my head already.
yeah, okay, go for it.
Yeah,
The
he's
Boys.
mouthing it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Homelander is the worst, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say Cersei Lannister.
Mm,
I hate that
Early on.
chick.
Early on,
But then I
yeah.
felt bad for her, but then I hated her again.
Yep. Absolutely real.
So for you, Josh, what makes it what hooks you, you know? What gets you?
I think a big thing for me is if they are able to play on the nostalgia like chord of my heart. I don't know why I had to say it like that. But it, like, for example, like I really, really like the show, The Mandalorian. And part of that is because obviously it's keeping in tune with more recent Star Wars. It's a show like we haven't had before with Star Wars characters and that kind of stuff. But it's just awesome to capture a character that like all of us grew up thinking was super cool. Everybody loves Boba Fett. And then to have a different Mandalorian character, like that's just awesome. And I felt the same way with any Batman show. I've loved Batman since I was a kid. So when they release Batman stuff, I'm like, that's going to be the bestest. And I have to watch all of it. I go 4-year-old.
Titans, though. Titans.
Hey. It's my favorite show.
Yeah, right.
I just didn't want to put it on the list.
Back off.
But with The Office, I will say what makes me absolutely love that show is because it is so painfully awkward that it is just incredible. And there's a lot of realness to the show, but then there's a lot of ridiculousness that I wish that part of me wishes I had in my life, but also I'm so glad I don't have in my life.
You don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
I feel like for that reason, that maybe is why I don't like it. Like, as far as a comedy show, Community ranks higher for me. Like Community, I related more to that show. But since you said Mandalorian, that might be my third show. Not the Mandalorian, but Clone Wars, because that animated show was I can rewatch that all the time.
Clone Wars is fire.
Yeah.
Community is actually the reason why I dropped out of college.
Yikes.
I was like, this is nothing like this show. I'm out of here.
Where's my study group?
Yeah, I don't have a study group. I freaking wake up miserable, sit in my car before class for an hour, miserable, fall asleep in class because I'm miserable. And I go home and don't do any homework.
Where's the paintball games and the ridiculousness on
And
campus?
the ridiculous Halloween parties.
Yeah.
Where's the pansexual imp of a dean, right? It's nuts.
Oh, wow.
I was wondering where he's going with that. And then he said Dean. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was very scared with that whole build-up. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, like legitimately, like, yeah, it was. I obviously I know it's a show, but I was like, if it's like a little bit like that, like that'd be pretty awesome. But I made zero friends, so
this isn't the right. This isn't the right media for this. We're not here for this. No,
but it is.
Shut it down.
Actually, see all my episodes. I don't know if you know, but I'm very subtly digging deep into your psyche.
Just want to be like,
just
help me. I need love.
Picking apart your brains one episode by episode.
Sure.
Wow.
It's weird for me because I feel like a lot of the shows that I watch and a lot of the shows that I rewatch, I end up building like a deep emotional connection to. Like Community, like especially Community. Like Community I've rewatched so many times. It's definitely like hands down my favorite show. IT Crowd as well.
IT Crowd's great.
Because
yeah.
IT Crowd is just hilarious. And
I'm actually watching that now.
I just finished it. I just watched the last episode today. Rick and Morty, like I've and I don't know what it is like specifically about Rick and Morty that it feels like home, you know. Every time I watch it, it just holds me and it's warm and cuddly.
I mean, considering what that show's about, that's weird. Yeah,
that's horrendous. I feel that made me so scared. that he said it feels like home.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got a
and that's a
sick
call for
mind,
help.
yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Exactly.
There'll be a number that's gonna pop up at the bottom of this.
No, okay, like
John,
that's
blink
legitimately
twice
real.
if you're in danger. He just blinked
He's
1,000
blinking a
times.
lot. He's blinking a lot.
But no, like for example, like with Rick and Morty, like Rick and Morty is very much a comedy, but then they'll have those they'll sneak those episodes in there where like it gets extremely real.
Yeah.
Like was it the finale of season 2 or 3 when they're stranded on the tiny planet, and then Rick hears a conversation about his family, you know, debating whether to give him up to the intergalactic police or not, and then he decides, I'm just gonna leave and just not tell them. And then they're playing Hurt, the song Hurt by 9 Inch Nails. Dude, that hurt. That legitimately hurts.
Yeah.
It was very painful. Or the episode with Unity, when he decides to leave her, and then, or no, when she decides to leave him and leaves all the notes behind, and then the end of the episode is him in his lab.
Yeah,
and he makes like the weird mutant baby, and then he kills it. And then he tries to kill himself.
But he's so drunk that he passes out before it happens.
Another number is gonna pop up on the bottom.
That is
very.
But
very,
I can totally agree with you with emotional connection. Like that helps with you wanting to keep watching the show. Like you connect with these characters on some level, and that's why you want to keep going.
Which is like for which I think a lot of people would agree with is The Office, Jim and Pam. You know, that's like everybody's favorite couple. Although, like, I know a couple of people who like hate them, just cannot stand them, and they're just like, "Well,
you're wrong.
Get away from me and stop being my friend because you've offended me."
I mean, you could probably just say names because those people probably don't listen to this podcast.
I'm gonna annoy you guys, but I feel like The Office, there's a lot of people who make it like their identity, and that's why I get annoyed. Where it's just like that's all they talk about it, and I'm just like, and like they become The Office or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's annoying. I know
what you mean. They don't. I know they don't walk around like an office building. I understand.
Yeah. I don't think that's so much an issue with like the fan base as it is social media ruining it, because now you have all these thousands of fan page accounts that's all they post. And you know, like their captions are like just.
Do you want to know my biggest reason why I hate it? Because they made fun of Battlestar Galactica, and after that, I will never watch that show ever.
They really didn't, though. They didn't make fun of it. It's just like you just said it in a sentence.
Making fun of it.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, do you care if I spoil the first episode for you? Like, because like
of
Battlestar Galactica, because like
I'm never gonna watch it, dude.
It goes back into like.
All right, but like, how long is this gonna take?
It's not gonna take.
This is already we're already like 40 minutes into this episode, and he's asked one question.
We're definitely not. But like, well, it goes back to what he was saying anyway about like what hooks you into a show. And like that first episode starts with like the Cylons, which are this race of robots, like basically nuking a bunch of the planets. And like, well, even before that, it starts with one of them. Yeah. Well, okay.
Don't spoil it.
No, I'm going to, because it starts with one of them on Caprica, one of the planets, and she's like talking to a human with a baby. And she's like, "Oh, can I see the baby?" You know, and then the mom turns away, and the Cylon like cracks the baby's neck, kills it, and like you get hooked. But then like
interesting.
Later because
guys like, murdered that baby. I'm in.
Like it was insane. Like it was insane because like she just turns around and walks off into the crowd, and the mom like turns back around, sees that the baby's dead, and she's like starts screaming. But then like later in the episode, you're like, it was kind of a mercy because they end up bombing the planet. They nuke like all the planets, and so they were gonna die anyway, kind of.
Remember when you guys gave me weird looks for liking Criminal Minds, and this guy's over here watching shows about cracking baby neck?
They don't actually show it.
Fighting a baby.
They don't actually show it. But like
that lady could only take on one baby, and that
basically,
was that baby.
I know,
That was the
right?
one baby who would have beaten her,
And she had to do a sneak attack. Like, come
Basically,
on.
what I'm saying
it
is
was the
like
27th baby.
it
She could
hooks
handle
you-
26. The 27th baby was a little.
I'm just saying, like, it hooks you into the show, right? Like that obviously would hook somebody into
that's
the show,
intense.
and they would want to keep watching to see like where that goes after.
Mhm.
So
like,
so
it's
what you're saying is
emotional.
pilots are very important.
Yeah, 100%. Like that can make or break a show. Because like remember they tried redoing IT Crowd, and the pilot was terrible for the American version of the IT Crowd. And then
Well, it's also it's tough because like the like for The Office, I watched like a few episodes of the UK version, and like I like Ricky Gervais is funny, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the American version. But IT Crowd, which is a British show, is freaking hilarious. And it's like five seasons, but they're like 6 episodes each.
Sherlock's
great. You're
Sherlock.
right. Forgot about that. That's a great show.
Man.
And then they have Elementary.
Whack. Elementary is
whack.
I don't. Yeah, it is. It's whack. I
Isn't
tried for a while, and like, yeah, wasn't great. But it's like those Elementary is like it was trying to become like a serialized show. You know, like that's why I don't like like CSI or all those ABC shows like that are just
like,
like,
you're saying it's like a universe of shows. Yeah.
Well, that, but like it was just like it doesn't really have an overarching story, or it kind of loosely does, but like it's like every episode is more like a crime of the week thing, and like it got boring. That's why like Fringe started off like that, crime of the week, and then they pivoted to like having a main story, and then they ended up changing it because at first it was like, what's the weird sci-fi thing of the week, and like it started okay, but then it started dying off, and they were like, okay, we needed something better, and they came up with this really good story, and that was the thing.
I mean, Criminal Minds is kind of like that, where it's like crime of the day or crime of the week.
I know,
whatever.
that's why I was like, it's weird that you like
it. No, but like, I mean, because it. I mean, I'm not a psychology major, but it dives into the like psychosis and like psychology of different killers, and a lot of the times, a lot of the episodes are based off of like actual events, which is scary. It's extremely scary. And we're gonna stop talking about this because I don't want to have nightmares.
Yeah. we did talk about this for a while. You could keep going. What are you drinking now?
So anyway, back to that
Leave
lady
me alone.
that fought a baby. That I'm not even kidding. That totally grabbed me. I was like, oh snap! But why?
Yeah.
I need to find out. Yeah, no, that was good. That was good. Andrew, you should write a pilot. Just use that same exact scenario.
I was like, I didn't even write that. me
It's called Battlestar Galactica.
Like me horribly retelling like part of the pilot is enough for me to I should write a pilot. Because like that wasn't even, I didn't even tell that kind of good.
That fits the criteria, right? I feel like that's good to go.
I don't know.
That's most shows now. Yeah.
Considering the stuff that some people put out, like I could probably write something like that.
Exactly. I was gonna shift to so I have a list here.
Oh wow! Look at that little piece of paper.
Actually has like a piece of paper.
You can't see. You can't see it. You can see through it, but don't.
Yeah, we
don't
can.
Look.
It just looks like it just says T T T T T T T T.
It actually does. It's a lot of. It's like the blank, the blank, blank, the blank. Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Nailed it.
It's a top 10 list of the most watched shows. Now I don't know exactly how accurate this is because I looked it up and there's about like 80 different lists and they all had different options. But this is from IMDb. Actually no, this is from Empire Online. This is their top 10 most watched shows of all time. Number 1.
Wait, how recent was the list?
You're gonna make me look back.
Okay, it's fine. Never mind. You don't have to.
It's the tab's already open.
Oh, okay. I was just curious because I was like, if it's like
October 7th, 2021. So
okay, recent.
Yesterday. So number 10, we're gonna go. I wrote it from 1 to 10. We're gonna go opposite. We're gonna go 10 to 1, dude. I don't even know what that is.
Oh
Can't even read my own
God.
handwriting.
Oh
That
my
chicken
God.
scratch.
Don't you have the tab open? Just read it off the tab. Oh.
You're making too much sense right now. You need to stop it. Okay. Number 10 is Doctor Who. Number 9 is Lost, which makes me extremely mad because that show trailed off hard. Like it was like, oh,
Yeah, it
great,
just
great,
got
great,
lost.
great, and then just
You could say they lost their way.
moving on. Number 8 is Buffy the
Absolutely.
Vampire Slayer. Number 7
Buffet.
is the OA.
Really?
Never heard of it.
Didn't it get canceled on Netflix? How did that on that list?
What is
That's
OA? What is that?
It was like
Exactly.
a Netflix show, I think.
Number it is a Netflix show. I don't know. I've never heard it.
I've never watched it,
Never
but I know
watched
it got canceled like after a season or something, or 2 maybe.
The West Wing. Number 6. Number 5 is Friends.
Wow, surprised it's actually only halfway.
Thought it'd be higher or lower.
It's not that great.
I thought it'd be closer to 1.
Well, because number 4 is The Wire.
That's a great show.
So we're going
That's
for
a
like
great show.
dramatic thriller like shows, I'm assuming.
I mean, it's Friends, so
Friends is not that. Yeah. So
and Doctor Who.
The Wire is a
no,
great
I'm
show,
saying
though.
like it's building up to more of that stuff, like that, like more serious.
Yeah,
tone.
the top 3 are all like serious tones because number 2 is number 3 is what?
No, you just want to make sure you said 3.
Number 3 is Sopranos. 2 is Game of Thrones. And number 1 is Breaking Bad.
You know what I was gonna say, Breaking Bad, because it was really popular when it came out. Like
some good old Walter White action. Just in the trap, just chefing it up,
mixing it.
You know it. So that brings me to what I think is the best show like that I've ever watched. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how much we love Titans.
Why are you dancing like that?
This guy just wants to start a fight. Oh,
It's easily the greatest show of all time.
The worst show ever made that
Easily
we just
the
can't
greatest show
stop
of
watching.
all time. Like,
The show's
how does
painful.
that? How does that?
It's
work?
painful.
so how
could
did
this
you
show be
guys
so
get into
bad?
it?
Okay,
Because
so actually,
I was talking about it, right? And I said, yeah, the first 2 seasons.
you got me into it. Yeah, you're the one who made me start watching
Well,
it.
I remember when it first came out, and then I saw the trailer, and then
And I
like the
did
first
not
clip
wanna
in the
watch it.
trailer was like, "Oh, F Batman," and I was like, "This is dumb." I don't.
Oh,
watch
see,
this.
no, I was like, why? Like it.
See, you're the part of the problem. You're part of the
Yep.
problem.
No, 100%.
Okay, even though we just had that whole like conversation about what gets you into the show and what keeps you there, this one is all pure hate. Like I'm only watching this because like I'm like
Yeah.
I hate
Because
this
you hate it
show
so much. You're like,
so much.
how can they continue to make more? Let's see.
I was like, how much worse can they get? Can they get worse? And yeah, yes, they can. Every season it gets worse and worse.
Legitimately, exactly what you just said. Like what we started the episode on about what hooks us, what keeps us in a show, and what makes it like our favorite show. This show is literally the opposite end of the spectrum.
Of everything.
And we
right?
still watch it. And we
Like
still
the
watch
first
it.
season. The first season was like okay. It was like it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrendous.
Yeah.
It ended kind of.
Yeah.
And then second season was like, oh, we're killing off superheroes with utility poles now. That's crazy.
Okay, it also wasn't terrible till the end, right? Like I think most of the season was kind of I don't know.
I thoroughly enjoyed the villain.
Yes,
That's true.
but
yes.
yeah, but like the first 2 I would say aren't bad. Not okay, they're not terrible, but they're
They're not
ended
horrible. But
You
they're
could say they're
were
bad.
not the
They're
great-
bad. They're
great.
not
bad.
horrendous.
Yeah. There you go. That's probably what I want to say. The third one is horrendous.
The third one is okay, but it started off good.
Yeah,
Like the first like 3 episodes, 4 episodes, it starts good and then hits like literally hits a wall. Like in those commercials when they they film they show you like the test for the cars,
the crash dummies.
yeah, and like you see the car crash and it's in slow motion and then the test dummy like flies through the window.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how hard of a wall this show hit.
And
mid,
we're
like
the
not
crash
even,
dummies.
not for real, not mid-season, like beginning of the season.
Yeah,
It just
crashed.
hits that wall and we're all flying out the front windshield. But
Yeah.
then like we hit the ground, get back up, and like, oh well, this still works, and we get back in to try and drive it again.
Yeah, that's actually really good. That's a really good picture. Which
this still works.
pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate.
It is just extremely.
I don't think, Josh, you haven't finished, right? You said you're not done
Correct.
yet.
Yeah, I haven't finished season 3, even though I had already watched season 1 and 2 before you guys. You guys jumped into season 3 and finished the whole thing before I even started it. For anybody that doesn't know what Titans is, it is a superhero show that's on HBO. And it
Teen
goes
Titans.
into the Teen Titan characters.
Should be more accurately called angsty Teen Titans.
Well,
Yeah,
I think that's why
yeah.
they also went with just Titans, because none of them are teenagers.
It should be more like aggravated young adults.
Yeah.
Titans.
Just juvie. That's what it should be called.
Just emo Titans.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they ruined
bad.
so many things, dude.
It's so bad. And I don't know why we're talking about it. Like,
Angie,
just...
let's go. Hit us with your gripes. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Like every character is okay, I will give it that Nightwing I kind of enjoy. Like, I don't hate him.
I think
I guess
a good actor too.
Yeah, I'll give him that. It'll be like, yeah, I don't hate him, which is like a low bar. That's a really low bar. But it hit that.
Hey, do you like this actor? No, I don't hate him.
Yeah, I don't hate him. That's kind of it. That's about it. But like, all right, if we want to go back to like season 1, okay, you know what? No, just go through all the seasons. Like, there's been in every season, like some of the Titans are being like chased by like law enforcement, and then they just forget about it in like a few episodes. Like season 1, I think Starfire and Raven were both on the run from cops, and by season 2 they forgot about it. And then season 2, I think maybe Nightwing was or something, and then
Nightwing was full on in prison and escaped prison,
right,
by beating up people. It's like guards.
It wasn't Nightwing in costume. It was Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
He was just himself.
They know him. They know his face.
Yeah.
So for our audience, the main character, Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing, Batman's first Robin. Things happened in the season, and he got to a point where like he couldn't like deal with it, so he decided to punish himself. And by doing that, he goes to an airport, drops all his bags in the middle of the airport, and then proceeds to start wailing on like these officers in the airport.
Underpaid security guard.
These untrained, underpaid.
These poor guys. Mind you, it's our first line of defense.
They were minding their business, and he just starts beating on them.
He's like, hey, real quick, can I ask you a question? You want to die today? Yeah.
Just throws hands immediately to just
You
go
want to breathe
jail.
out of a tube for 7 months?
It was so random.
To make it happen.
And like they hand wave away a lot of stuff, which they shouldn't. And like in the background, you can like make up stuff like, oh, I guess Bruce handled it for them and like wiped away whatever. But like it doesn't. I
never once thought of that. That's why.
But they never ever say that.
Bruce
but like
Wayne,
for me to have sanity, I'm like, that's what's happening. Because I was like, there's no other way. Like, because I'm like the Justice League is handling it. They're wiping all like the fact that these kids committed a bunch of crimes.
Cops. Yep.
Like at least with like
Starfire killed people. She killed like innocent people, or like not even innocent, but like
this guy gets upset about Starfire killing people, but is cool with a lady killing a baby.
Because it was a different show and they were evil. Scions were evil in that show, and that makes more sense. Like she's a hero. She's not supposed to be killing people. I don't know. Whenever a hero kills somebody,
maybe they were bad. Maybe they deserved it.
Was the people actually they were that guy was the one she did burn in first season was kind of bad. I think he was like kidnapping Raven. They were that weird family, remember?
Oh yes, yeah.
But I don't know. It was still weird. It was still very weird.
Like my issues. So season 1,
pack of dirty tissues,
ends with the introduction of a major villain.
Yes.
Who's a relative of one of the Titans, and then it ends without the crescendo of events, and then the first episode of season 2
without a resolution. Yeah,
is the finale
of season 1. It's the
of
real
season
finale.
1.
Yeah,
The first
but in the
episode of
first 10
season
minutes,
2
in the first 10 minutes of that episode,
it makes no sense, dude.
yeah. They wrapped up season 1 in the first 10 minutes of episode 1 of season 2, and then the rest of it they just moved on to the next story. Like, it was weird. Super weird.
Before we continue, by the way, if you never watched it, spoiler alert. Sorry.
No, we're doing you a service. Don't ever watch that show. We're doing it. Man. We hate it. It's pure hate that at this point. Like, I don't like I watched the DC fandom, and when Nightwing's actor came on, it was like, yeah, we're renewed for season 4. I just started laughing. Like, it was so ridiculous.
Because there's legitimately people who like love the show.
I don't understand it. I don't understand.
And I think the rest of the audience is like us. Like, we hate the show, but it's just like, why are we still like devoted to watching every episode?
DC's not putting out anything. They're not putting out like the amount that Marvel put out. No, but like I'm saying, we're starved for shows. Like the CW shows, I've kind of stopped watching them. They all got bad.
But like I did not care about watching this show up until like this summer, and that was only because I was bored in like baby dog sitting for Josh, and I was like, oh, like I haven't watched this. Like maybe I'll start watching this and see how it goes. And I knew it was going to be bad. I just didn't think it was going to be that bad.
I really didn't think it was going to be that bad. I thought it was going to be bad just because from the trailer. Like Josh apparently liked that trailer where he's like, "F Batman." I was like, no, I don't like this. But like, yeah, I didn't really think it was going to be as bad as it's been. Like, it just, I don't know who's writing it, but it makes me think like anybody can get a job in Hollywood because like it's really terrible writing. It's really bad writing.
It's like with Star Wars, the new trilogy, and it seems like every episode is a different writer, and they don't let the writer watch the previous episode.
100%, because the characters act completely different episode to episode. They act completely different episode to episode.
Wow, that was incredible reasoning. Wow.
Yeah,
right. That's exactly
honestly, that sounds pretty cool, though.
I mean, it does, but like you still have to give the person legitimately it does sound kind of cool, like, but you have to give the person like the main story that they can work with. You can't just be like, oh yeah, we're not going to tell you anything that happened in the previous episode, but just take these characters and do something with them, and we'll see what happens.
Also, there's no character
cut it either. We're just
gonna character growth. Like, none of these, like they have some fake character growth, but there's no real character growth. Like, none of them, right? Like, it's been 3 seasons. Beast Boy's changed into like 3 different animals, I think. Like,
and one of them is a bat.
Yeah. Like, I think he did a bat, a snake, and then he's mostly the tiger. But it's just like
everything, like at least with the other stuff, it's like, oh, okay, he's a human turning into a bigger thing. How is he a human turning into a bat?
Well, that doesn't bother me. He's done that.
Explain it. Explain it though. But explain it though.
I don't know how to explain it.
In the animated show, he was turning into a T-Rex, dude, and a gorilla.
But he's also turned into like flies and stuff. Like, that doesn't bother me that he's turning into something smaller. What bothers me is that he's only turned into 3 different things. That's what bothers me. Not that he turns into something smaller. It's that it's been 3 seasons. A snake. He did a snake once. He did a tiger.
Useful as a poopy flavored lollipop. It makes no sense.
I don't even know. None of it.
At least the tiger is a major predator. Like
also,
what are you gonna do?
What was it? Season 2, Starfire lost her powers at the end of the season, but then season 3 she just had them, and like they never explained it. They were just like, she lost it end of season 2.
Now that shows up season 3.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about her.
Yeah.
Like, they made Starfire Black Girl, which, let's go. We're here for it. But then
for our listeners, he put up the Black Panther hand.
But like first episode, we're introduced to her, and she's like a escort. What was she?
I don't think they ever explained what she was doing. That she just lost her memories, and like she
just like, I believe she was based off of the chick from Star Trek, the original. Oh, I can't remember now. The original Star Trek series. What was her name? Ahura.
That's definitely not. Move past it.
Josh is getting really good at baiting.
I was like, how is that Star Trek? I was so confused.
Damn it. All right, you know what? I don't trust anything you say anymore. God, that was so good. I'm so mad about that. That was really good. That was really, really good. Man.
Oh, God.
Okay. Before I have an aortic infarction about this show, Josh, what is besides Titans? What is your least liked show that you've continued to watch?
Well, I'm extremely obsessive, so anything I start, I have to finish it. So,
Okay, so something that you hate
that I have continued
that
to watch.
makes you like
Angry?
you lay in bed at night and you're like, why am I
Dear
alive?
God, why did they make this? I'm gonna be 100% honest. The Iron Man animated show. I remember
really bad.
watching that when I was little. I had action figures, so I saw it on Disney Plus. I was like, oh, sweet, very cool. I'm gonna check it out. Started the first episode, wanted to die.
Oh, wait, you mean the anime one? The one where they made it into an anime, or
No. It
Oh.
was like around the same time as the X-Men
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
show.
about. Yeah.
And it is just so bad. So bad. But I had to continue watching it because I needed to finish it so that I could say I did it, and I didn't even get a medal.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I'll drag a show for a while, but like eventually, if it gets too bad, I will stop. Like
Mhm.
I will drag it maybe another season longer than I should, but eventually I will stop. Like
Did you
all
think
the
you'll tune in next season for Titans?
I think it'll have me for probably one more season if they can do something, but they'll have me for one more season.
Honestly,
I don't know why, because the way it ended, I was just like, I guess I'll watch another one, because like it feels like a clean start now after this, the way this season ended. A little bit. Once you get to the end, Josh, you'll see.
Okay.
It felt like a clean start to like they can like do a soft
Like a reset button.
bit. Yeah, a little bit. Hopefully,
Okay.
because
Cool.
they're at least getting out of Gotham. They're going back to
See, what I feel like is like they've impressed me with how progressively bad the show has gotten.
Yeah.
Now I'm at the point where it's like, I wonder if they can keep
what
this up,
else can you do?
right?
I want to see
Like-
how much worse it can
Like
get.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
But like there's been a
yeah.
bunch of shows where I'm like, I will be watching it and I'll just be like, no, I'm done. Like all the CW shows, like I really liked them in the beginning, like Arrow, Flash, like Legends of Tomorrow. Like I liked all of them. And then I just stopped.
Mhm.
I think what was the one to do with the lightning powers? I watched
Black
like most of
Lightning.
that. Yeah, because I was like, okay, Black Superheroes finally. I think I got to like near the end of it, and I was just like, nah, I was done. I couldn't even get through the first season of that show. And like, yeah, I don't even think I watched Batgirl or anything. I don't know. I'm just done with the CW shows. Like they just kind of like they burned me out on it. Like it started strong. Like the Flash, Arrow, they were really good in the early seasons. And then
Arrow was really very good.
I think
Yeah.
that might be the problem, is that we are getting burnout on the CW shows because there's so
But
much,
they're
and then they're
also
tying all the
bad.
things in. Well, yeah,
that doesn't-
the writing and stuff has definitely
Yeah.
dropped off.
The tying thing doesn't bother me because like MCU, right? They tie in a bunch of stuff. Like I watch all of it, but it's just
Mhm.
like it's not good with the CW stuff. Like it dropped off hard. Like it just didn't make sense, and like it was just like episode to episode, it just got bad. Like
Yeah,
to the point
like,
where I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore.
I'd say like for me, I loved Arrow, but I don't think I finished. I don't think I finished. Oh no, I did finish Arrow.
Really?
Yeah. The Flash. Like I watched like the first 4 or 5 seasons, and like after like the 3rd season, I was like, okay, I could stop watching right now, and I will know what every episode after this will be about, because it follows legitimately the same exact formula for every episode, right? I don't know. Let me break it down for you, right? So, episode starts. Everything's happy-go-lucky, Everybody's zooming around, getting coffee and making cracking jokes and whatnot. Gets introduced to the villain. Title card, right? Move on, right? So they're figuring out, oh, we got to find this guy. We got to stop him. Blah 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 blah. Some little side story there, and then finds him, fights him, loses, comes back. Everybody's mad at each other for God knows why. Why are you mad at each other? Be happy once.
Be a team.
Exactly. Be a team. Work together. You've done this for 92 episodes. Get it together. Right? So somebody gets mad at somebody else. The person who's the most mad will walk out of the room. And then somebody else who's the spectator will be like, oh, let me go talk to him. All right. Then he goes, follows him, gives him like a quick, like, 3-minute pep talk, commercial break. Right. Then, Flash goes out, finds the villain, he fights him, and then he's like mortally injured or something.
Mhm.
And then he's like, oh, we need the whole team together to face the person. And then the person who is the most mad comes back and he's like, we need to do this, this, and this. And that's how we win as a team. And then Flash does that. And then he beats the villain. And then they lock him up somewhere. And then that's the end of the episode.
I just always hated
every single episode.
That's
every single episode.
How the villains would get away from him, because I'm like, he's the Flash.
He's the fastest man alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and they would turn a corner and they'd be gone. I'm like, you have a boomerang, dude. Like, what's going on? So yeah, that bothered me. But
if you think about it, none of his villains. If you think about it, none of his villains make sense unless it's like a speedster, unless it's Zoom.
Yeah, but then they got boring.
Reverse Flash.
We got back into what we said we weren't going to do. We're just talking about superhero stuff. Like
it always boils down to that.
Yeah, just this nerd stuff.
What else you got for us? This is angry.
So I was actually thinking about shows that I did enjoy that then got canceled. There was a show which I've already talked about this guy a little bit. The actor who I wanted to be Lex Luthor. He was in a show called Life. And that show I was super into, and I don't even think it had a full first season. And it was like such a cool idea because he was a cop that went to prison and gets out of prison because he was put in for the murder of his family, his wife and his daughter. They found out that he was not guilty.
Okay.
He gets out. He gets a job again as a police officer. And he's just kind of doing his thing, just figuring out like, oh, let's solve this crime. Let's solve this crime. Seems like just a chill dude. This guy genuinely is the Count of Monte Cristo because he has a secret room in his house where he has all of this information on this wall to try to figure out who it is that actually murdered his family. And you just like, it's almost like he's done all of this training and all this kind of stuff while he was in prison, but it's also crazy because he was a cop that was put in prison.
Yeah.
That's not going to go well, bud. That's not going to go well at all.
That sounds kind of similar to something else. I can't remember the name of it though. But yeah, I like revenge stories. They're always good.
It was, yeah. And it was, I thought done really well. It was super interesting. I was excited for it. And then it was like, no, you get no more.
Yeah, that's the thing I hate the most, where it's like it's a good show, but like they just don't let people like find it. They don't give it enough time for people to like find it.
Arrested Development. That's another one. I love it.
Yeah, that's a great show too.
Sorry, I was just saying I love that.
No,
that was all.
Yeah. Final Space. I'm pouring out.
They
canceled my Final Space.
That was a great show.
If you guys don't know what Final Space is, it is a cartoon show on Netflix. Please go watch it. It's awesome. It's hilarious. It's super cute. Watch it. But it got canceled. But there's 3 seasons.
Don't get attached.
Yeah. Stuff like that's disappointing. Yeah. It's just disappointing where it's just like it should have had more seasons. I think if they're gonna give a show 1 season, they need to not do just 1 season. At least give the show 2 seasons, and then you can cancel it if you think it can't pick up after 2 seasons. Even that, like at least give it some time. But also like market your shows. Like they don't like there's a lot of shows they'll put out and then just won't talk about, like you'll never know about these shows. And then years later you'll be like, oh, this show is really good, and then you find out, oh, it only lasted 1 season. It's like, why? It's because nobody knew about it, because like they didn't talk about it. Which that was the issue with Arrested Development, right?
Part of the issue. It had like 3 seasons, and then
it had 3 seasons, and then I think
2 or 3 seasons, and then they started making jokes about like people not watching the show, and like they were like about to get canceled. Well, that's what Community's big thing was. Every season they were like, we're gonna get canceled, and then they would get another season. And every season they would get canceled, and then they'd come back magically. They kind of would, yeah. On Yahoo. They did that 1 season on Yahoo. Yep. Yeah, it was so like it's weird. Like shows like that. Like that's Netflix's problem though, is they have too much shows. So they can't market every show. But there's a bunch of like hidden sleepers in there where it's just like, I'm pretty sure it'll be great. It'll be a good show, but like I'll never watch it because like I'll never, see it. Do you
it'll get
guys
canceled.
remember that show Terra Nova on
That
Fox?
was a good show.
Yes, that show was
And
awesome.
it got
with the
canceled.
military dude from Avatar.
Yeah, yeah. The show was
That was
actually
a-
really
that
good.
was-
Oh, that
and
show
it
was
got
so cool.
first season, right? And then it got
think
canceled.
so.
Got canceled.
There was another
Like,
show.
I saw dinosaurs in the trailer. I was like, sign me up. I'm in there.
Yep. Say less, player. I feel like they're trying to do that again. There's a new show that I saw a commercial for. I can't remember what it is, where it's like they fall into a hole, a hole, right? Yeah.
Is that on Apple TV? Brea, something like that. It's
yes, yeah,
something
it's like
that. Yeah,
Ray
I don't remember.
Revolution was another show, which is like that one was
with
good.
the power symbol as the
as the O, and it was like it was like nanobots were in the air or something, and it like basically like there's no power. Like you find out later it was nanobots in the air, but like there's like no power. It got canceled after one season. Like it got canceled, which was that was disappointing too, because that was, or did it? No, it had 2 seasons, I think, and then it got canceled, something like that. But like that was a good show too. Yeah, there's a bunch of shows where it's just like, I think part of it was like they're putting it on like those network channels which don't have the money, but like it needs the money, so it needed to be on like an HBO or a Netflix or something, or an Amazon Prime, and it wasn't. So like,
which is probably why Titans is surviving, because it does have HBO money.
Yeah, 100%. That's got to be
obscenely loyal DC fans that will watch any garbage that they put out,
because they're not getting anything. They're not getting anything.
Why are you picking on me, man?
It's really painful, because it's just like, we don't really have anything, so I guess I'll watch this. Like,
but the fact that they will defend it, like guys, come on, like you guys know,
it's bad. It's bad.
Like I'll give it like Iron Fist was like not that great. No. I didn't like the first season of Iron Fist wasn't that great.
I like the second season. Pretty good. I like the second.
I never watched Runaways, but I can't imagine it was that great.
I never watched it either. I watched season 1 of what was the other one on Hulu? Not Runaways.
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger. I watched season 1 of that. It was okay, but yeah, it wasn't great.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know, like it was like after it stopped like keeping up with the movies, it was like okay, like it's good, but it's it's hit and miss. Yeah, it was like these shows, these DC stuff is just bad, dude.
But see, the thing is, like, no, we love them. Marvel at least was putting out those shows, even if they weren't doing great. Like they were putting out stuff.
Yeah,
like DC is just not even trying to put out anything. They're not even taking risks. Well, I guess maybe Titans is a risk.
Titans is major. All the eggs, they put all the eggs.
They're like, we need this to succeed.
Are in the eggs.
Maybe that.
Yeah,
maybe
like, they're like, we have to keep it going. This is it. This is all we have.
Maybe they threw all their money into that, and if that show gets canceled, they lose the rights.
They're done.
I think honestly,
and Disney's just like, fine, I'll do it myself.
They must have, because like legit, like first of all, the show doesn't need to be M, like or R or whatever is rated, because like it's pointless, and like just to say F Batman, like that was the only reason they put it. And then like it doesn't, like the production value is good, I guess, but also bad. It's weird. It
varies from like episode to episode.
Yeah,
like some stuff looks good, and like the costume design is great, and then there's other episodes where like at least you have all this money, and like these are like the worst special effects I've ever seen.
Yeah, 100%.
Like what are we doing, dude?
Yeah.
So before we end, I'm not sure how long we've been on, but it feels like 3 years because we've been talking about Titans for so long. Before we sign off, I wanted to hit you guys with this question, because I feel like it's not a hot topic, but I feel like it would divide a lot of people, and that is the method of watching a show. So like early Netflix, and still like now Netflix, whenever they release a show, it was the entire season, just day one. Whereas still like live actual television, you have to wait week to week to watch a show. Or even now Disney, their model is they're doing week to week as well. So what do you guys prefer? You guys prefer to binge a show, or do you like having to wait week to week to watch a show? Because personally, I will take binging every time. Like I love like when those Marvel shows that came out, and like even though like I had work the next day, staying up from like whatever time it was till like 5 a.m. because I was binging the show. Amazing. Going down to Andrew's and binging, what was it, season 2 or season 3? Season 2 of Stranger Things.
It seems like every time you came down to me, you would just binge a random show.
Which is where I started watching Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I can't do week to week anymore. It's painful.
I think it depends on the show, because I feel like Iron Fist probably could have done with a week to week and it would have been better received. I feel like we noticed how bad it was because we binged it. You know what I mean? Like if it was week to week, we wouldn't have noticed as much like the faults it had. I don't know, but like, yeah, there's some shows where I'm like, yo, you should have just given this to me all at once. It's really good. Like, let me watch it. There's some shows where I'm like, I'm kind of okay with you giving me week to week because like you building up the anticipation or something like that. Like, I don't know, it depends. It's really hard because like there's I'm watching Foundation on Apple TV or whatever right now, and that's a really good show, and that's week to week. And I'm just like, I really kind of wish you guys gave this to me all at once. Like, it's really good though, and so like I am excited for it every week, but it's just like I kind of wish it was all at once just so I could have watched it. But then like yeah, Netflix is still putting out like, you know, just all at once for the most part. I think there is a few shows that they do week to week, but it's rare.
A couple of them, a handful of them.
Yeah,
but like it's weird because like for the week to week shows, I get like major show hole after an episode, and it's like, why am I getting a show hole at the beginning of the season? Like there's still
I've never heard that term before, but cool.
You never heard of show hole before?
No, but this is great.
It's like after like you finish a show, like a season of a show, and like there's nothing to watch. You're in a show hole.
Yeah, no, I never knew that was the term. Like, yeah, the week to week stuff, like it's annoying if there's not like the way it helps is if there's a bunch of shows. So like on Friday, there's usually like a few shows that I'll watch that are week to week, and I'll be okay. So I'm kind of fine with it. But like, yeah, there's like other shows where it's just like it's Wednesday, and then you gotta wait till the next Wednesday, and you're like, oh, come on. Like, I want to watch the next one already. Like, it gets painful.
You prefer the week to week too, Josh?
I wholeheartedly agree with what Andrew said. It depends on the show. And personally, I loved how Disney Plus was doing that with the shows because it was cool to, like Andrew said, have that anticipation for next week. But because China and I would watch them together, the rest of the week, we're just like talking about it, trying to figure out, okay, wait, so this happened in this. Do you think it's going to be this, or is this going to tie into that? Or I saw something on Instagram where somebody was saying it could mean this and it could tie into this. And that was just exciting. Whereas getting like, if they had just like, for example, WandaVision, if they had just released that entire thing, one shot, it would have just been like fly through the whole thing. And each of those different episodes, I feel like wouldn't have hit as hard.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, 100%. Like having that week in between, you're thinking, okay, so this week was in the 60s, so 70s. I'm excited. I'm going to see if I can pick up on any shows that I used to watch, like on Nick at Night kind of thing.
Why is there a beekeeper coming out of a manhole?
See, okay, that's the thing. Like early episodes, it worked week to week, but then when the payoff happened, people were kind of disappointed because like it didn't hit as like well as people thought it was going to, or they built it up too much in their heads because of the week to week thing that they were like, it was never going to reach whatever you built up in your head. So it's just like,
I feel like for WandaVision, it definitely worked. One, because of them changing eras every episode. Yeah. And two, like at the end of the episode, the please stand by, like that enraged everybody. Yeah. But everybody like wanted to come because it's just like, like it was so good.
Why would you do that to me?
More. Yeah. Yeah. And like a show, the earlier episodes were all shorter too. They were like 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah. It's like, this is way too short.
Yep.
I need an hour-long episode.
But then, like a show like Loki, I feel like they should just put that all out at once. I don't know if they needed to do.
Yeah, because it was so short. It was like 6 episodes too.
Yeah, like, I don't know if they needed to do that one week to week. Yeah.
I think also for me, I'm not a big binger anyway. Even if it's a show that every single season is on a streaming service, I'll do, especially if it's like a 40-minute or an hour episode, I'll do 2 hours. And then just kind of move on, because it's like, to me, it's like, okay, that's a movie. but
Okay.
I feel like it's tough for me to invest, like trying to just fly through this season in a day or 2 days. You know, I still personally spread it out anyway. So the whole binging thing never has really, you know, grabbed me.
Well, I'm a hermit and I have no life, so binging kind of works for me. Like my Saturdays are just like,
why do we have to
what's
make it
on,
all
what's on
sad and
Netflix?
real? Andrew, blink twice if you're in danger.
I'm not in danger. I'm just depressed.
This guy didn't blink at all.
His eyes are so squinty, I can't tell if his eyes are even open. Has he been sleeping this whole time?
Yeah,
I've been blinking. I blinked like 20 times. You guys just couldn't tell.
Is he sleepwalking? I can't tell.
I've been blinking this whole time. It's just really hard to tell.
All right, so okay,
That's why
so
I love anime so much.
Before we officially sign off, because I said that before I asked that question, and then I realized there was one more thing I wanted to ask, or not really ask, but Andrew, I need you to let our audience know one show that you want everybody to watch. Go.
Battlestar Galactica.
You said it like a joke, but like I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of like
you said it as a joke, but all you did was beat him to saying it.
Well, like I was trying to think of something else because I was like, yeah, I've talked about it, so people should probably check it out. But like,
okay, what's a show that would appeal to most audiences?
That's harder. Okay. That's tough, actually. That's tough.
Josh, you mulling it over there?
Yeah,
I'm ready. I have mine already. You ready?
If you got, one of you go, maybe.
All right, go ahead, Josh. I have mine as well.
It kind of depends, because if it's a show that's accessible for everybody, then it probably shouldn't be one that's rated M kind of thing. But I think Marvelous Miss Maisel is an amazing show on Amazon Prime. Really, really good. It's not a very complicated show, but it's a fun watch, and it's cool to just see like the development of the character and stuff.
That was on my list, but I have not watched it yet.
Yeah, it's good. I would definitely recommend that show.
That right now.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What else? You're about to say something else? Sorry.
I was, and I can't remember what the other one is. So, Andrew, you have a chance to jump in. And of course, Titans. People just need go watch Titans so that we can have season 5.
I need you guys to be angry with us, as we should just do a community watch through and just rage.
We should hype it up
every episode.
We lied earlier. It's actually an amazing show, and you guys should all watch it.
Oh, it's easily the best show.
We were just trying to trick you to not watch it so that we can have it as just our show.
Exactly.
I will say another incredible show is The Three Musketeers. It's a BBC show.
That was great. Yeah.
Really, really awesome. I think British shows, they just kind of can nail it. If they hit it right, it's going to be fantastic. And I think The Three Musketeers was a phenomenal show. Highly recommend.
Now that you said that, I was thinking of another British show, Humans. It's like it's a sci-fi show. It had Gemma Chan, who's just in the Eternals, but that was a really good show. Like I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Isn't that the one with the guy who plays Starkiller and he's like a werewolf? You remember that? Yeah, I think it was an older show. It was like Humans, where he was a
that one. Yes, I remember that.
He was like a vampire, and then somebody else was like a ghost or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is it called Humans?
It was something like that. That's what I was thinking he was talking about. So if you're not, then I don't know what show you're talking about.
No, this one's about like a synthetic android who's like basically the future. Everybody has one, and like the one in this family is played by Gemma Chan, but like she like kind of is malfunctioning a little bit.
Oh snap!
But it was a really good show. I think it had like 3 seasons, maybe.
Just going
it's a mixture of iRobot and Bicentennial Man.
Kind of, yeah. It was.
I love those movies.
Did it have how many? Yeah, I think it had like 3 seasons.
They injected a little bit of Halo rampancy in there. That would have been
So yeah, I'd say go maybe watch that. But yeah, go watch that. Go watch Battlestar Galactica.
My recommendation, I actually found it by accident. But the show is MA for our younger audience. So, don't watch it, stay in school, make good decisions.
Yeah, kiddies, drink your milk.
But it's called Afterlife with
Ricky Gervais. That's a good
Ricky
show
Gervais
yeah.
on Netflix. And the premise of the show is it's this guy coping. Well, yeah, I should really say coping, but he's very suicidal after his wife passes away from cancer.
Yikes.
And so it's a British show. So it's 6 episodes and there's 2 seasons. There's a 3rd season coming. But he's just, he's going around his everyday life, very he's just pretty much just wants to die. So he has a very callous and very cynical view of everything. He's going around just nothing means anything anymore. Like why are we doing this? This doesn't mean anything. Like we should just stop doing this.
Yikes.
Very, very good show. Very emotional. Like you had your boy crying. Not gonna lie.
Yikes. I need it. Awesome.
Yeah, that was a really good show.
Also had a great song in there that I ended up putting on my Sad Boy Hours playlist.
Yeah. Could you share that playlist with me?
Yes, definitely. I will.
Fantastic.
expedite that over to you.
That's what he listens to when he cried in the shower.
That's you don't have to tell everybody my business.
And my daily habits.
Yeah. So we're
I
literally
don't know why
we after we hit stop record.
Really sad episode.
Because like I said,
this guy's talking about his sad playlist. Andrew's like, I'm a hermit that's depressed. I'm just having a great time with rocks and pebbles and boulders.
Hey,
that is probably the highlight of my week. Thank you so much, Andrew. That was just...
like I said at the beginning of the episode, I developed these weird emotional attachments to shows. All right, so that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
and especially when a show ends, don't speak to me because I might kill you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's aggressive. It's aggressive.
There's no other.
I just want to thank our listeners for joining us on this journey. If you guys would like to hit us down in the comments with some recommendations of shows that you guys are in love with that you want us to check out, or maybe a show that's just really, 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 really bad and you want us to just
hate it,
roast
with you.
it. Yeah. Let's hate together. All right.
Yep.
Everybody says hate is a strong word. Yeah. Everybody said hate is a strong word, but nah.
It bonds.
It works.
People.
It works for Titans. It works for Titans. Like middling shows, you can just give up on. But if you hate it, you're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
That show sucks. Big fat dongles, bro. So bad, dude. So bad.
Oh my god. Wow. Wow.
All right, we can't do this. We can't. You guys gotta end.
He's getting fired up.
Josh, hit us with an ad quick before I
okay. Yeah. So again, today's I'm scared. Podcast episode 11, TV shows was brought to you by accents. There's something that all of us have experienced, all of us have heard, all of us have tried to imitate. A perfect example of this is Andrew. Go now, Southern.
I don't have a Southern accent,
dude. You are so
I
annoying.
Had an hour plus to prepare.
So annoying,
God, dude.
Listen, man, I don't have a Southern accent. I can't do it on the spot. Like when I did it before, it was super random.
Yes. Okay. This is super random. Do it now.
That's gonna be the new Wilhelm scream in all the movies. Anytime somebody dies, we're gonna play that voice.
You know what? You know why it is? I needed to think of a line. But like, what was that? What was that one movie? I do declare, Mr. Beauregard, or something like that. That was terrible.
I do. What is that from?
What was that from?
But there was another show where like they were making fun of it, and like that's all he would say. No, I do declare. Oh, it was The Office. It's The Office.
No, that's not the one I was thinking.
That's what I'm thinking of. I do declare.
Oh man, thank you so much. That was amazing.
What was that from though?
John, do you have any other accents that you can do that you enjoyed?
All right, listen, because I just want to say, all right, they brought me here to talk about these TV shows, and I just want to put it out in the ether that Titans is just the absolute worst piece of I don't even know. I don't know.
Rubbish. You have to say rubbish.
It's just
Yeah.
it's absolute
Bloody rubbish.
rubbish. It's just absolute rubbish. Throw it off in the bins and just take it out of here. All right. We don't want to watch it. We're tired of it. Cancel it. Just kick rocks with open-toed shoes.
Don't, because we want it still.
But please don't, because we secretly love it, even though we hate it so much.
I haven't finished hate watching it yet. It gives me life.
Yeah.
To hate.
Well, anyway, that was our sponsor, Accents. If you don't know someone with an accent, or if you don't have one yourself, go get one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that the guy who plays Nightwing is actually Australian.
He is Australian, yeah.
So I was like,
And he's great.
And we're mad again. But we gotta end it. We gotta end it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Before I absolutely lose it, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube video when this video goes live. Make sure you guys write a review and give us a solid 5-star rating, because you love us and
Are we an Uber driver now? What are we?
you want to? What are you talking about? You rate podcasts, you dunce.
I will say that I would like more recommendations, because again, I'm a hermit, so I need some stuff to watch.
Yes,
good.
please do recommend shows for us to watch.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
See you later.
Josh.
Huh?
No, I had something for you real quick.
What do you need?
That I want to show. I need you to run the intro
Nice.
and the outro.
Okay. Josh didn't even notice that he said intro.
The intro. Sure, I'll run the intro.
We're starting the show over
all over again. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Okay.
Thank you so much. And here we go. Welcome back, guys.
Nope, we're not doing it like that. We came here to say he's out of here. We killed him.
Definitely don't say that.
Murdered him, and I won't even tell you where his body's buried.
That's aggressive.
We grabbed him in a crowd, snapped his little neck, and left him to be found. Just like Battlestar Galactica.
Right before we nuked the planet.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna get the nukes, but
we'll figure it out. But as we're saying, he's not actually killed or dead, but Zach's circumstances have changed, so he will not be joining us for the next several episodes, maybe several months. But he will be coming back. We're very excited to have him back. Mainly what it is he wants us to do all of the hard work of getting this incredible business off of the ground, and then making it a Fortune 500 company to the point where Amazon is interested in buying us out, all this kind of stuff. So he just wants to focus on himself. We're going to turn the tides
and buy out Amazon and Apple and Google.
Boom.
And
they're going to
Tesla.
actually have to make a
and
new
then
number.
We're going to the moon.
No.
Well, they're all wanting to fly somewhere, so why not?
Oh
They're
my
all going
gosh.
to space.
Oh, that was ridiculous. But yeah, they're actually gonna have to make a new number, because we're gonna be a Fortune 800 company.
No, not even Fortune 800. Fortune 1. We're Fortune 1, dude. Yeah.
Is that better?
We're Fortune 001.
Is that better?
Maybe.
I don't know how these numbers work.
I don't know why. Is it the top 500 of all time?
This is why we're doing this, because we're broke.
Yeah, exactly. So guys,
Yeah,
please like, subscribe, send us your money. There's an option to donate.
I'm gonna add a Venmo list.
Yeah.
Yes,
There is actually an
link
option
my
to
cash
donate.
tag.
So please do, guys. But anyway, for a while, it's just going to be the three of us, but we are going to try to switch up the show a little bit here and there. We've talked about having more guests on potentially. We've also talked about even maybe doing a live stream one day and having you guys jump on, and we'll give you a bit of time. You can talk to us, you can ask us some questions, and we can just kind of shoot the shoot, as one would say. So anyway, guys, we're so glad to have you as our fans, our loyal listeners.
Love you.
Yeah. And guys, we'll We'll talk
I
again
tolerate you.
next week.
Don't mind Andrew. Andrew hates everyone. He hates us. He's waiting for this to freaking crash and burn. And then we get out of the car, and then we get back in the car, and then try to drive it.
Just like Titans.
So I'm gonna so since now we're gonna conclude, I'm gonna run that intro again.
Yes, please.
Get it instead of the outro because you said run that intro and we were leaving.
Run that midtro.